If you have a public library card, download the app called sign into your library, use your info, you can get free audiobooks, right?
Really?
The only catch is that just do it. I'm gonna bring more energy, okay?
All right, you got the energy?
Yeah,
All
I
right.
got the energy.
Yo, guys. Oh, no.
What's that? Ow! I hit so hard, bro. All right, no, keep going. Go.
All right.
Go.
Yo, guys. What is up? And welcome back to the Teen Finance Podcast. Today, joined by Sam and his broken hand, we are going to be talking about some last-minute Christmas gifts, the incoming recession, the importance of assets, and Sam's going to give us a little bit of a book report. If he's
Listen, I was gonna
physically
say,
able.
okay, I was about to say my whole joke about how I'm so comfy I could fall asleep. Ow! I just hurt my hand so bad. There's no way I'm falling asleep anymore, bro.
Oh no!
All right, no. It's gonna be a lit episode, even though I'm like slightly in pain. No, it was just like weird. No, I just felt like because I hit it hard, and then it hit like a funny bone spot, and it just felt like that weird feeling where I'm not like it's not like hurting, but it feels like really cold, kind of.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is that whatever? Yeah, lit episode. My book report at the end is gonna be lit. You made it sound like it's gonna be like lame, bro. Nah, it's gonna be fire.
Sorry.
Before we get there, though, I mean, you can see I have the Santa hat on. Therefore, we in the Christmas vibe. A lot of you are irresponsible. You haven't come up with Christmas gifts, and you need some help. That's why we are here to save the day. All right, I'm actually going to ask if I can go first myself because I don't want to get one snagged. All right.
Sure. You can
First
go.
one. It's what we're wearing right now. It's the comfy. These people need to sponsor us, all right? These people need to sponsor us so bad because I'm wearing these in like half the episodes. Right now, you can get a comfy express shipped like 3 days free on Zappos for like $35. So if you need a gift, here you go. I can't speak highly enough of this. This is not sponsored, even though I want it to be. Yeah, no, they need to hit us up with a referral code or something. But seriously,
For real.
if you need a gift, $35 express shipped on Zappos, and you might even be able to get like a 2-for-1 deal on their website. I don't know. They probably have something going on. You want to look as cool as us? Like,
yeah,
come on, bro. Come on.
Wouldn't? Who wouldn't?
They're
Is
really
it even
good.
a question at that point?
I wear mine all the time. It's genuinely very useful. It's just a wearable blanket. That's all it is. And I mean, yeah, it's fire. It's fire for sleepovers too. If you go to sleep over at a friend's house or something, this is all you need to bring because this is your blanket. This is your pillow. It works. I sound like I'm like I literally sound like we're sponsored, but we're not.
This is like a sponsor. They should sponsor us.
I'm hyping them up too much. I'm hyping them too much because they're not paying us, but they do. Yeah. All right. That was my first one. Sorry, I just want to get it out of the way while
Yeah. No, that was definitely on my list. Yeah, but
sorry about that.
Okay, so this isn't very specific, right? But it's cold out. It's Christmas time. It's gonna be cold for a long time. For some reason, it's freezing cold in California.
My hand feels cold right now. I don't know. It's like got shocked where I want to hit my.
You broke your nerves. But heated blankets, right? Just a heated blanket. You can get it from any store, like 1 day shipped on Amazon.
Yeah.
Probably like $30, and that's bound to stay around in someone's life.
Mm-hmm. Whenever I have a white elephant, I always leave with a throw blanket.
It's the go-to.
That blanket right there, I got it from a white elephant. I have another one there that I got from a white elephant. Throw blankets are W because, like you said, you get cold in the winter and you need them. So I agree. But I think the comfy is an objectively better blanket just because when you want to walk down to the kitchen to get a bowl of cereal, it's not like falling off and you don't need to hold it.
That's true, yeah.
It just stays on. So, but yeah, it is more expensive. The comfy is more expensive and you can't I don't know. I think you just get both of them if you want to be a very nice person. All right. Next gift idea. I talked about this last time, but now I have them here so I can actually So I'm taking my own advice because I got 2 of these for one of these is for white elephant. I'm gonna say you were there. You gave me this idea to get these.
Yeah.
I got 2 of them. If you want, you can go on to Walmart right now, I think is where I got them because Amazon didn't say they would get here in time. They have like a really late, like it says it's going to get here in like a couple weeks or something. Mine got here in like 2 days. So if you need something quick,
nice.
Snoop Dogg's cookbook for anyone who wants to get into cooking or is you want them to get into cooking. They don't need to want to get into cooking. If you like want to pressure someone into getting, so let's say you have like a boyfriend who doesn't cook. All right. You get on this. You have a girlfriend who doesn't cook. you're getting this. So I think it's just good. It literally says from crook to cook. That's a good message, man.
Is
That's a,
that the?
yeah, that's the
That's so good.
from crook to cook. Snoop Dogg, the boss dog's kitchen. Platinum recipes from Martha Stewart, I think.
Is it like all weed based recipes?
No,
Oh,
it's real.
there's real.
Yeah,
They're
Martha
there's
Stewart
recipes.
friends. They're friends. Yeah,
Oh, I've seen that before. Yeah.
yeah. W cookbook. Yeah, I took my own advice. I have 2 of them right there.
All right. So here's mine. Right. You're done with yours, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was kind of thinking, right, and it was like something you can get them like this can be 30 minutes down to the wire, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can be so close to Christmas. It, get them like a subscription service, like get them Disney Plus or get
For like a
them,
year or something like that.
yeah, and they sell those. Like you can buy it for people. It's an option for Disney Plus. You can gift people Disney Plus.
Yeah.
So and just like it's like a $60 gift gets them. I think half a year probably gets them 6 months of Disney Plus. And that's
Yeah.
like a gift that every time they get on there, they'll think about you. It's like
No, that's W.
it's a
The only
solid
thing
gift.
is, I wonder if this is pressuring them into bad financial decisions because unless you buy them it again next year and like renew it, then you're kind of pressuring them into like renewing the subscription.
Oh, into keeping it, yeah.
But this could be a recurring gift. You could just get them this every year.
Yeah, just keep buying them Disney Plus.
I'm on board. And then
Right.
they're like think of you whenever they watch content.
That's what I'm saying.
All right. My next one is W. It's the Borin Bros hats is what they're called. All right. So they make the ones that are the farm hats, where it has like an animal on it and then a word. So let's say there's one that's like a squirrel. It says nuts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? If you live where we live, I think you can go and get them downtown at the hat shop. Otherwise, you can go and order them on Amazon or on their website. They're like $40. They're really, really expensive, but I think they're cheaper in person. But they're pretty troll. I like the one that says goat. I like the one that says king, and it's a lion.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
If anyone is listening to this and wants to get me one, I said I would get you one, Maseo. I'll still do that. If we're ever downtown, I will buy you one of those hats.
You'll get me a hat. Oh,
Yeah,
thanks.
yeah. But they're pretty troll. They're pretty troll. Dude, it sounds like we're being sponsored. We're really not. These are just genuine ideas that we have.
If you buy one of these, send them and leave a review saying that they should sponsor us because we recommended you.
Yeah, please. For real. Well, I swear we'll plug it every time. All right, Maseo, you're up.
Okay, so here's my next one. This is maybe oddly specific, but let's say you have like a boyfriend, your girlfriend, your dad, your mom. They're into cars, right? Which I feel like it's a bigger theme now more than ever.
Yeah.
And have you seen eBay Motors before?
Yeah. Well, I've just seen them on Donut Media videos.
Oh, Donut Media. Yeah, that's where I found them. But so on eBay Motors, right? It's like you can just put in, if you figure out like the make or model of someone's car, you can put it in there and it'll give you like, hundreds of thousands of parts for that car.
Yeah.
And they all, like probably 60% of things on there have 2-day shipping.
Really?
Yeah, which is crazy for a car part. Like,
that's good.
You can get these massive boxes just like the size of your front door, 2 days to your house.
Damn.
And, it's like they do a good job of like customizing, like catering to your car, probably just based off of trends.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's like kind of the perfect gift for, anyone who's like into cars. And you can order this on like Thursday before Christmas and it'll be there.
They're really that quick at shipping.
Yeah.
That is crazy. What are the logistics behind that? Getting like all these car parts like for specific cars in warehouses so they can 2-day ship?
I'm assuming it's like, I don't know. Yeah.
That's impressive.
It could be individually
making that work. That is very impressive. They have a goated supply chain management person working there or something.
Because that little front spoiler I was mentioning to you, I saw a box that big appear 2 days after I mentioned it.
It was 2-day shipping.
It was 2-day shipping.
Wow. Okay, that's a good last minute. If it really is that quick, yeah. I think like any teenager boy has an obsession with cars, so you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
All right, I have one.
Mm-hmm.
This This is I'm literally just saying what I want at this point. Casio A158. Okay, little watch, $20. Right? It's so drip. Actually okay. Some people don't like it. I think it looks sick. It's like a little retro watch. $20. You can get the A168 if you want something like a little bit bigger. But for small wrist A158, bigger wrist A168. $20 digital Casio watch that's like, I think the band is like stainless steel and the case is like an epoxy. Maybe it's aluminum. It's not stainless steel. What am I saying?
No, it's stainless steel. You're right.
Oh, it is?
I'm looking at them right now. Yeah.
W watch, bro. And then if you want to go more baller, you could get a nicer Casio watch, like a I'm blanking what you call it. I don't know. My friend had one, and I thought it looked pretty good. Or if you want to go even more, you could get like a nice Orient, like Mako, or like a Kamasu, or like a Seiko 5, anything like that. A watch. People like watches. I like watches. We've talked about this on the episode in the past, but yeah, I think Casio M158. You can't go wrong. It's a good stocking stuffer too.
Yeah. You know, it's kind of like a good gift. That's a watch.
But
I don't know how you feel about them, but if you have the budget, an Apple Watch, it's useful.
where's my Apple Watch? I
They're
have an
nice.
Apple Watch.
You have one. I've seen it.
They're pretty good.
What's your take? Yeah, what's your take on Apple Watches?
All right, they're all right. Is my take.
All right.
This thing is so powerful. It can do so much. What do I use? I look at it for the time and for notifications. Notifications are a big thing. You can't get notifications on a other watch. But do I miss it when I'm wearing this thing? No, I find I don't. Apple Watches are cool. If you're someone who's very active and you're like an athlete, definitely worth it. If you are, I guess this goes with that. If you're running a lot and you don't want to have to carry on your phone, but you still want to be able to play music or podcasts like the one you're listening to right now, definitely worth it. If you are someone who's older and you need the health features for it, definitely worth it. For a lot of people, I think it's just like more unnecessary clutter in your life, like having those notifications on your wrist all the time. I think people shouldn't be that strapped to their phones. And this thing is very difficult to style unless you're going for the tech bro route that day. Like this thing can go with my Patagucci and that's about it. Everything else, like a real watch goes better with it. So that's my take. It's hard to style these though, but they're not bad. They're very useful. They have obviously more features than like another watch, but they had the cool factor for like when not that many people had them. They're not cool anymore. Yeah. It's like a Tesla. It's the same thing. When Teslas first came out, they were really cool, right? You're like, oh my gosh, Tesla, cool electric car. Now the Model 3 is the lamest car on the streets. It's like, cool Tesla, said nobody. If I ever get a Tesla, I'm putting that sticker on it. My dad's friend got a Model Y and he has a sticker on it and said, cool Tesla, said no one. So yeah. You
know what I have seen is I've seen my little sister's friend was like at our house and she had the new Apple Watch, or I don't know, just an Apple Watch, and it had the cell in it, you know, like the SIM card.
Yeah.
And
parents
have been so parents have just been giving kids like Apple Watches with cellular data on them.
Which is go for it.
Cool. It's better. I feel like it's like less of a commitment than a phone. You know, like for a little kid to have a phone, it's a big deal. Yeah. But an Apple Watch is kind of.
But don't you need
No, not with the. No, you can put a SIM card in the Apple Watch.
Oh, and you can get your own number for it. I thought like you had cellular data, but you had to have an existing phone number.
Maybe I don't know. I'm sure. I'm sure there's a way around
just put a SIM in it. That's troll. You know, it's not working. My SIM. This shit broke. And
oh yeah, I saw that. You always text me from your iCloud now.
Yeah, you. Wait, is that what it's showing up?
Yeah, this is Sam.
Yeah, I can't get
email.
Like
it says it on there.
I can't get like half my text. Whatever. I'll try to fix it. All right. Do you have any other gift ideas?
Yeah. So I have. Okay, I'm gonna give you two. They're not like big ones. So one of them, just a book. You know, a book related to their interest.
Yeah. Someone who's into books finance. Are W, dude. There's so many books I don't want. All right, hold on. Yeah, these are the books that I want to read this summer. If you guys want to ask for these, go for it. Atomic Habits, I've heard is really good. And it is on sale right now for like half off. Is it still half off, Maseo? It better be. I
Uh,
swear. If it's not on Amazon hardcover, half off.
it is. Yes,
Yes,
it is.
It is. It's like $12 hardcover right now, prime shipped. It arrives before Christmas. That's a good last minute gift idea. The other one, um, okay. I want to make an episode on this in the future because I want to get this book and read it. The Third
Mhm.
Door, I heard, is really good for any like entrepreneurial people. The basic concept is like finding that other way, and we'll talk about it later. But good book. The other one, I guess I'll just plug it because I'm going to be doing a book report on it in a second. Outliers, pretty good book by Malcolm Gladwell. Gladwell can make, the only thing is it's not like super original information, but definitely worth the read. Yeah. Sorry, I interrupted you, Maseo. I just had to share some
Yeah, no,
book
you're good.
recs.
You know what's one book I did read over last summer was this most classic finance bro book. Is Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Robert Kiyosaki.
It's honestly really good though. Like
Really?
there's good.
I thought
Yeah,
I
there's
heard
good
it was
stuff in there.
I heard it was like mostly BS, but
No, I thought it was pretty decent. I was kind of like what I was thinking. And then my dad has bought me this other book called Rocket Fuel.
what is it about?
It's like how to like grow a business.
All right,
Basically.
lend it to me after you're done with it.
Sure.
Maseo,
And
do
then
we
there's-
get 2 copies of Atomic Habits, or does one of us just get it and we lend it?
We could have a little book club.
Maybe we should read it at the same time so then we can report
Yeah.
out on it. All right.
But then my dad also bought me. He got me. It's called 11 Rings. It's
Huh.
called the Soul of Success. It's like it was this guy. He was a coach for the Chicago Bulls and the Lakers for a while.
Mhm.
But it's kind of about like how he like managed his time and how successful people spend their time.
Nice.
That's a good one. I haven't read either of these, to be honest. They've sat on my desk for a while, but
You got this, Maseo.
I'll
Just
do it.
before you go to bed, just read.
Just read. I know I need to. You know, I feel like watching like TikTok and stuff before bed is so terrible.
Nah,
for
it's terrible. Just
me.
read.
It has to be.
Before we move on from the books, I have a book hack. All right.
Okay. I
Audible costs how much a month? Like $15?
thought it was like $3.
No, it's way more expensive
No.
than that. It's not cheap. YouTube, if you want to listen to an audiobook, you have to keep your phone on,
$15. You're right.
and they don't have that they're not that good, right? Like they're not that good quality. If you have a public library card, download the app called Libby, sign into your library, use your info, you can get like free audiobooks, right?
Really?
The only catch is that it works like a library. There's only a certain amount of like audiobooks that can be like lent out. So if there are like a ton of other people that have it, then you can't get it. Like right now, Atomic Habits, the wait list is like huge. But
Really?
for a lot of other books, like you do want the audiobook for Tim Ferriss 4 Hour Work Week, you can just get it right now and listen to it for free on Libby. Libby is OP. It's pretty good. I think all the Malcolm Gladwell stuff is also on there. So maybe Outliers, what I'm going to talk about, is on there. So yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Should I just do
I'm
my
a pro.
book report now, or because we're on the topic, or what do you think?
Yeah, you can roll into it.
What's
Wait, can I
your
say-
last gift idea? What's your last gift
Yeah.
idea?
So this isn't really exactly a gift idea, but so kind of like whatever you're looking for. If it's something that like you could buy secondhand, which I know is sometimes frowned upon for a gift, but you know, it's definitely a thing. Getting stuff off of Marketplace is actually such a steal because you can just kind of go get it for, you know, already half off, then lowball someone and meet up with them like the same day and buy something.
What did you get on
And-
Marketplace recently?
A iPad
Yeah, did you actually get it?
for $115.
115. Congrats.
115. It was it's not a new one. It's like a
Do you still have it?
it's getting shipped to me. They were
I
like
bet.
really they were really far into San Jose and the shipping was like $8 and gas would have been like 20, so
Oh. Yeah.
I settled to ship it. But yeah, so it's a 5th gen iPad, like 20 I think it's 2018. It's, you know, like 64 gigs. It's a good deal though, you know.
115 is
And-
nothing.
Yeah, and it's just like a gift I can go just, you know, give to someone, or I guess
Yeah.
I can. Yeah, I wasn't to gift it, but I could keep it, I guess.
If you need an iPad, go for it.
Yeah,
Read
right?
books. All right.
Books.
Last gift idea. Kindle.
Mhm.
Kind of on topic of books.
Totally.
You can get Kindle books for people, or you could get them a physical Kindle. if you wait until like Prime Day or Black Friday or something, you can get Kindles for cheaper.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Still, Kindles are never that expensive. I think like the cheap ones are like $50 or something. So good way to to get someone a gift that's gonna better them, right? So yeah. All right. I want to move into my book report because I've been talking about it for the past couple of minutes. Outliers. I read this book maybe it was a long time ago. It was like the start of the year. And it's at first I didn't like it. I didn't like it at first. Why? Because something the basic thing of the book, it's called the story of success, right? It's what is makes successful people successful. And the basic thesis from that I got from it is that like the main players in your success is luck. Pretty much luck. So it's certain conditions. So like when you were born and then your cultural legacy. So I'll talk about the when you were born stuff first. So it opens with like a study, or not a study, but some data analysis of like who makes pro hockey teams. All right, who becomes pro hockey players. And what they found was that all of the birthdays of the people who became pro hockey players were people who ran up right to the, you know how sports leagues when you're a kid have cutoffs for
Yeah.
like different leagues or whatever.
Hmm.
So the people, let's say the cutoff is January, the people who became pro players were like December, November, October, like the late. It's gonna be like the kids that are bigger, right? And the
Oh, yeah,
kids
yeah.
who had
Okay.
very
Yeah.
little chance were people who were born like January, February, March, those ones, right? So that is showing that the idea is that like, okay, you have people who are born super late, they're big, they'll play better in those leagues. Then because they're playing better, they'll get more help and more training, and then they'll go on to become the pros. And then they talked about this for other things, like, you know, best time to be born. Let's say like you like all these like rich successful people now that we see, like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos and those people, they were born right at the time when technology boomed. Okay, so you have like that .com opportunity and that kind of stuff to get rich. The point where I disagree slightly with it is I think that there's always kind of like going to be a big opportunity to jump on. And that this is more for that, like that second example that I was talking about. I think there's always gonna be that big opportunity to jump on. You just need to get good at finding it. For the other stuff like cutoffs, like yeah, it's unavoidable. Those certain things like that favor other people, but I think with enough hard work, you can get past that. Which is I'll get to that in a second because he does address that in the book. So then the other thing was your cultural. It was like legacy in your culture and stuff. So this one is true. And I think in order to make it so eventually we live in a country where it's more of a meritocracy, it's important to address. They talked about like certain things, like they talked about how you know how the recent Kanye stuff, how he like hates Jewish people.
Yeah.
So Marshak actually talked about this in class,
Oh, he did.
but there's a lot of anti-Semitism that has been going around recently, and a lot of it revolves around Jewish people being too powerful and making too much money. The thing is, why that is because yes, Jewish people do tend to make more money. It's because in their scripture, compared to the other compared to Islam and Christianity, they are like allowed. Okay, this is what Mr. Marshak said. And he's Jewish, so he was like, this is he was trying to explain it to us. They're the only religion really that's not like forbidden from lending money with interest. So this led to a lot of Jewish people being bankers. The most
Okay.
famous example is the Rothschild family, and they like funded a lot. They like funded governments and armies and stuff back in Europe, and they're still pretty powerful now. But Jewish people can like lend money when these other religions is like frowned upon. So that led to a lot of them being bankers, and then that led to them being financially successful. Because of that, now people hate them, which is just like ridiculous Kanye
Huh.
BS. But yeah, so that's like what that part of the whole cultural legacy part Gladwell talked about a little bit in his book. So accepting like I'm Asian. Why a lot of people talk about Asian people being super smart, all of that stuff. Like Asians aren't born innately smart or anything like that. It's just you grow up in a culture that really like pushes you towards doing certain things. Like since I've been a little kid, I've felt that from like that pressure from my grandparents and stuff. Like I haven't known a reality besides you have to try really hard in school and you have to get good grades and that kind of stuff. Like I've just grown up in it, and that's one of his big points. Like the way you grow up can dramatically change your success. So that makes it sound that was like the part where I'm like, that's true. Like there's no getting around that. Like obviously. Um, but when you're reading a book like that, you're like, all right, where's the self-help portion? Like I can't just come out of this thinking that like my success is all, determined by luck. So the one bit of like self-help that he gives is the 10,000 hour rule, which I've talked about in the past. We said this on I was like a couple of episodes back, but it's basically that 10,000 hours of hard work makes you an expert, but it has to be like dedicated work where you're learning stuff and where, you actually have feedback and you can figure out what works better. But 10,000 hours to become an expert. The only example I know that goes against this is our friend Dan. He spent like 14,000 hours playing video games and he's still ass cheeks. That's the only one. But besides that, I mean,
Damn.
10,000 hour rule. I think if you really like do dedicated practice for that much time, you'll get pretty good at whatever you're gonna do. So, yeah, that was my book report. I recommend you go read it. I gave 2 stories from the book. There are plenty. He gives you like so many examples of stuff. But yeah, it's a good read. I recommend it. I want to read some. I might listen to some other Malcolm Gladwell stuff through Libby.
Yeah. I feel like listening to books is almost a better, like almost
It is.
yeah.
Listening to podcasts, listening to books. It's the ultimate hack. You want to know the best purchase you can make? It's these. It's AirPods. I just got another pair because these ones were getting too old. But AirPods, you can. There's no other way to just directly inject like knowledge into your head, but with like with ease. They're like the whole like they make it super easy with the H1 chip and stuff. Like you just throw these in your ears, listen to a pod, listen to an audiobook whenever you have extra time. Like it takes. I feel like I don't know physical books. It's probably just me, and I just need to get better at like having books with me. But it just feels like it's too much of a hassle, and I mean, you kind of run into that myth of like, oh, you need like time to get like meaningful reading done and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I don't know, just it's kind of nice. The AirPods make it easy.
Yeah. That was like, remember we did that like episode 3? We talked about AirPods.
Yeah, why AirPods are the best investment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was fun.
I still believe that. All right, um, you know what? Real quick, I wanna on the Malcolm Gladwell stuff on that 10,000 hours of practice makes you an expert. Not gonna lie, it felt like I spent 10,000 hours on something yesterday. I told you this, Maseo. I spent
Oh
10
yeah,
hours
what was
straight
that?
coding on for okay. This is it's kind of my fault. It's kind of not. Yeah, the project I he told us about it a long time ago. Yes, so yeah, I had a couple weeks to do it. Yes, yesterday was the last day to do it. But I had other stuff that I had to do that I literally like was not sleeping. Like my sleep schedule for the last week has been like 4.5 hours every night, which is really not ideal.
That's wild.
But okay, I'll save it for my hot takes. Personally, I think that like sleep is slight overrated. I'm kidding.
Dude.
I spent 10 hours coding a project. It was a cipher, so encrypting and decrypting, and I proved to myself that I can do stuff. That's it. I was really proud of myself. I spent today just sleeping because I felt like I deserved it. But yeah, it was it was a lot of it was 10 hours straight just writing code, debugging code. And when it worked, it was the greatest dopamine rush of all time. No
So what
TikTok can get that amount of dopamine out of me.
were you coding?
It was a
Can you
cipher.
say? A cipher.
It was
Like
encryption stuff.
Okay.
Today, I spent a little bit of time like coding and designing for stuff that I cannot tell you about yet.
That's
But
what I thought it was.
yeah, no. That's that we spent a little bit of time on today. I had a meeting with the boys. All I'm gonna say is that I have a new business coming. Okay, we're cooking stuff up. I'll talk about it in maybe a couple episodes, then I can talk a lot about it once it actually comes out. But yeah, we're in the early stages. But it's coming along. It's gonna be exciting. All right.
Excited to see it.
Yeah. Maseo,
Yeah.
there's a recession looming.
No.
No. Yeah, there
Yeah.
is.
Oh.
So recessions, a lot of this stuff has been in the news. Everyone's heard about it. The Fed has been in the news a lot. Everyone's scared of recession, inflation, all that stuff's getting thrown around. We're just gonna hit a quick little financial lesson for the last 10 minutes here. So,
Sure.
Maseo,
Yep.
what is a recession?
Hmm?
What's a recession, man?
Let's see. What's a recession? So
When money go bad?
yeah, when money go bad, right? It's when there's so much money, right? Inflation's so high. There's so many loans going out and people can't pay them back. And everything kind of just crumbles.
Yeah, you basically got it.
Everything just crumbles.
The more I'm just gonna try to say this in like monkey terms.
Yeah.
Recession is when trade no happen. Okay.
No.
When people stop trading and exchanging money. So what is like GDP? I hope people kind of know what this is, but I realize that financial education has kind of failed us in the States. So your gross domestic product is essentially the total of everything that your country produces, and all of the money, all like every time you go and buy $5 coffee from Starbucks or something, that adds $5 to your GDP, right?
Mhm.
So what a recession is when your GDP goes down. So it's when people basically is like stop spending money. So in a closed system, let's say there's a small town and you have a coffee shop or something. So then this coffee shop owner is going to go and sell their coffees, and then those people are going to buy those coffees, and that person's now going to have more money. So then they're going to hire some more people, and that's going to create new jobs. And then those people who got hired at the coffee shop are going to go have money, so then they can go spend it at other businesses, and it keeps growing. But the problem happens when people hear stuff. Oh, the Fed is doing this, the Fed is doing that. So actually, inflation isn't a direct it's not. Inflation can be good. You need like some inflation because that keeps people spending money. Because if there's
Yeah.
no inflation, then people might hold on to their money. But when you just hear stuff about like financial times being tough, possible collapses, people like, is now the time to be saving? Should I hold on to my money so I can get through these hard times? And then once you have that, then people stop spending money, which means that these businesses have to lay off people. And that means people get laid off of jobs, which means that people are like hearing about these layoffs. So they think that they should go spend less money because they might get laid off, which means that businesses have less money. So those businesses need to lay people off. And then the cycle continues, obviously. So that's the basic idea. Recessions are a natural thing, though. They happen all the time. The last big one was 2020, actually, the COVID-19 pandemic. That was short lived though, because it was followed by like the biggest bull run in a hot minute.
Yeah.
It feels like there's a little mini one starting right now, but it's really just in the tech sector. But a big, broad market recession could be looming. The best thing you can do is know that it's natural, just not do anything stupid. So what you don't want to do is see the markets crashing and go dump all of your assets, because then who knows, you just don't want to be the person who buys high and sells low. So just try to avoid that. The best way you can do that is just like not do stuff with your money. This sounds like I'm giving financial advice. This is not financial advice for all of you legal people watching trying to sue us. Morty. No.
Morty.
The best thing, what my recession strategy is going to be just doing nothing and not looking at my account. What about you, Maseo?
Oh yeah, I've been doing that for the past 6 months already. Just close your eyes,
Yeah.
Don't if you don't do anything, nothing bad can happen.
If you don't look at your account, it's not real,
it doesn't, and nothing happened.
right?
Yeah, it's at the same number as at 6 months ago. I don't know.
Exactly. That's all I remember is that my account's super high. It's to the moon.
Yeah, like tens of trillions, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the teen finance account. I don't know about your personal one though.
Oh yeah, the teen finance one is in the stratosphere, but my personal account is like $5.
Oh, it's fine. Got the pod.
Yeah, no, $5, but I started with $4, so I actually made crazy gains.
You mean 10 cents, right?
Yeah. I trade.
Yeah.
Yep.
Compound interest, right?
Maseo, I hate people who fear monger recessions because I know we're actually we're gonna do that with this with this title, but no, I think like Graham Stephan, I really like that guy. I still think he has good content. But I'm sorry, the ones where you're talking about it earlier, the ones where it's like the Fed is raising rates, the recession is
Yeah,
gonna
dude.
happen. I can't do it anymore, bro. It's too
It's
cringe.
just clickbait, I think. I don't think it really has any. There's no true value
Bro,
to
just don't even
watching
worry
them.
about it.
He
Like,
changes his mind every other video. It
yeah,
just doesn't really.
I don't know. Like, people will get laid off from jobs, which sucks. And the best thing you can do to, pad yourself from that is save a little bit of money, which hopefully you're doing all along. But you also don't want to crash the economy. So, like, yeah, I know recessions suck, but they're natural. There's no way getting around them, really. Like, they're just gonna happen. It's literally the boom and bust cycle of capitalist economies. So, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
All right, Sam. I
what?
have a little question for you, right?
Yeah, go hit me.
What is an asset?
You really test me. Nah, not kidding. An asset is something that is worth money that isn't a physical currency.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. So
Right?
I'm playing. Yeah. So you mentioned your book club earlier. So I'm doing my little Rich Dad Poor Dad book club, right?
Okay.
So this isn't a true finance lesson. This is something I thought was kind of an interesting takeaway. But he defined an asset as a cash producing entity, right?
It doesn't need to be cash producing, in my opinion.
I can
like-
agree. As long as it holds value.
Yeah,
I guess.
as long as it holds value. If it's depreciating, I think that's still an asset. It's a depreciating asset, but it's still an asset. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's anything that's like worth something that's not cash is my personal definition. But a good asset is one that is cash producing.
Yeah. So like kind of building off like what he was saying though, I just thought it was interesting. I don't know if I entirely agree with it, but he was saying that like, a house, like let's say your house, right, with a mortgage and the insurance and your taxes every year, right? That's constantly taking money out of your account but not producing anything. And you're slowly gaining like ownership over it. But at that time, it's still, more of a liability than an asset.
Yeah. We
Right?
talked about some renting versus buying. You already know my take.
Yeah. So, like, what's like a cash producing asset you can think of besides like besides rental houses? Like that's a given.
A cash producing asset, my graphics card when I'm mining on it and when the crypto market isn't shit.
True.
Another cash producing asset, my camera, because I need that to make money for my business. What else? I don't know. My computer is a cash producing asset.
Editing.
I do everything on it.
Podcast, make billions a year.
Yeah, exactly.
What are your thoughts on Turo?
I haven't researched it a ton. I wouldn't do it. It seems too stressful. Like I think the best businesses are ones that like have minimal stress and worry attached to them. And I think that Turo, since you have to manage a lot of assets and like worry about people messing up your stuff, it would be kind of stressful and you have to be involved, but go for it.
I feel like I had this idea, right? So I was thinking about the whole rich dad poor dad thing of turning like a liability into an asset.
Yes.
And I was thinking about like, let's say you live in a city, right? Like maybe like San Francisco.
Yeah.
And you probably, let's say you do have a car, right? It's not, you don't really need a car in San Francisco. I think it's kind of close. But so you do have a car, right? And maybe you work down the street from there. You could just, renting out your car on Turo is a great way to like bring in money from your car without having to like actually do any effort for it.
And then your car doesn't, if you live in San Francisco, your car doesn't have to stay there to get broken into.
Exactly. It'll always be moving. So no one can smash your window.
Actually, no, they smash windows on cars that are moving now too.
I watched someone smash a window, and I was like, I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna.
Where?
Huh? Like a couple of blocks over from like Chinatown.
Dang.
We were like driving, and we were like
Yeah,
in
no, you
traffic,
kind
and
of
this
just have
dude
to
was there
watch, dude.
with
I
a
don't
brick
know.
just kind of like through the window, and I
Oh,
was like,
dope.
I can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
um,
Turo.
Turo.
I don't know. It seems
I like
stressful.
it. I think
It seems.
I would do it if it wasn't with my personal car. Like if I happen to buy a car with the main intent of renting it out on Turo, I think that could be cool.
I want to
But
have I want to have the financial wolf on our podcast. He's a teenager and he does a lot of Turo stuff. I think it'd be interesting.
I'm gonna talk to him. That seems interesting. Yeah,
Yeah, we
I've
need
seen
to
a
get
lot of
that boy
people who
on.
make people make like 6 figures a month off of
No, you
their
can
their
definitely make
fleets
money
on
off of
Turo.
it.
Yeah,
And they have it just seems like I don't know. I wouldn't be able to handle the stress and worry about like people messing up your cars and all the maintenance and all that. It's like not like it's very involved. It's not passive income by any means, I feel like.
no,
Like it might seem like that. Like you buy an asset and then you rent it out. That like might seem like passive income. It's not passive. You're doing so much work to manage the business, I feel like.
yeah,
But
and you definitely have to like live in a place. Like it definitely that also
yeah,
definitely depends where you live. Like I don't think
100%.
I don't think we can make any money off of Turo. There's not really enough people. Maybe during
I don't
summer,
know.
during tourist
Like
season.
the
I
thing
don't
is it
think now
can't be a
though.
place where like rental cars are so readily available
That's true.
that like it maybe a place like where we live is like the sweet spot. Because if rental cars are readily available, people are just going to do that.
That's true. But I feel like people should just pick it up at the airport. But
Yeah. Interesting. I don't
I know
know.
like it's a big thing in LA. Like in parking garages in LA, you'll see like Turo drop off centers
Yeah.
where you can like leave your car for a couple hours for someone to pick it up on Turo. But yeah,
So
it's definitely high
maybe you just have
stress.
to buy a ton of cars and start throwing.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what if I just bought a bunch of cars on like a, like 90-year plan, right? So I'm paying like $6 a month, and then I just Turo them out forever until I
We're gonna
sell
keep
them.
them. You barely
Huh?
even put your own car in your garage. You don't. Just programming your guest parking.
Yeah, dude, I can just line them up.
All right, we're gonna wrap there. Am I cutting you off or is that it?
No, you're good. Yeah,
We'll see. Maybe next episode, Maseo will have like 25 cars and he'll be a Turo guru.
30
I do
cyber
want to get that
trucks.
guy on the pod though. I think that'd be interesting. I want to learn more about it. Does seem cool.
Yeah, it'd definitely be entertaining.
All right. Merry Christmas from Teen Finance. We hope you got some value out of this. We hope now you have some ideas of what you're gonna get for your last minute Christmas gift. That's it. Mark your calendars. We got some banger episodes coming up for the New Year's cycle
Yeah,
for
dude.
26 and 27 are gonna be good. And then we have a guest coming on soon at some point also. So stay tuned. We'll see you all next time.